Ben Stokes has retired. That is crazy news. England loses series 2-1. New Zealand, well played, you guys. Look, I should never have doubted you. I said England were going to get up 2-1, and it was mainly off the back of the Ashes, and I just thought they were going to come out with a real vengeance. No discernible skill whatsoever, and the guys that just had the grit between the teeth, New Zealand, they powered home this series 2-1. We'll break all that down as we go on, but big news is Ben Stokes has hung up the boots, the bowling crease, the bats. He's done. He's done for real. Captaincy is gone. Welcome back to the Casual Observer. I'm your host, Daniel, and we got some news. So we'll dive into some of the other stuff quickly just to cover that before I forget, because the ADHD brain does not allow for simple things like remembering. Zimbabwe, and Bangladesh. After the performance Bangladesh put in against Australia, I thought, geez, we might be in some trouble in this test series. I'll shut up. They went and played at Harare in Zimbabwe. They lost by an innings and 85 runs. Those kind of pitches are a little bit spicy like the Aussie pitches, and they clearly did not handle it well. They went into bat first. They got bowled out for 140. Not a great start. High score, Mominul Huq, 60. Next highest, 19. So that's poopies. Zimbabwe come out. Decided to just pile on some pain with their top seven. I say top seven because they got 410. And at one stage, they were 5 for 382. So their last 5 wickets fell for 28. So their top 7 really did the work. Innocent Kai got 140, Ben Curran 42, Brian Bennett coming in at 4. We last saw him in England opening with a brilliant 100. He got 59. Craig Irvin 60, and Wesley Madavere 77 not. So yeah, there wasn't a lot of impact at all from Bangladesh, and they only used 4 bowlers, which is just some of the craziest shit I've ever seen. And then they had a chance to, right their wrongs, and they didn't even do that. They got bundled out for 185. So well done to Zimbabwe. They might be more of a challenge for Australia than Bangladesh. I didn't get a chance to watch it. There's so much else going on. But from what I heard, read, tried to absorb quickly on YouTube highlights, it just looked like Bangladesh were not really as patient as they could be, and I think that shows in the strike rates. I mean, strike rate of 68, 81, 43, 73, 55, 53, 100, 88, like, they're moving. So they just kept nicking off. They didn't handle the bounce well. They too aggressive. I mean, I can't tell you how many times that Zimbabwe just, they still had a good strike rate, don't get me wrong, but they seem to, from what I heard, just earn the right while they saw off the new ball, whatever. Bangladesh did not. So I think that was an only test, unfortunately. But yeah, not a good sign for us when we've got Bangladesh here in August and they just got obliterated. So well done to Zimbabwe. Next obliteration turns out to be the West Indies and Sri Lanka. Also, mind you, Ireland have won their first 2 games in T20 against India. So hats off to Ireland for being 2-0 up against the powerhouse. We were talking recently that India could have 4 teams that would be potentially all 4 teams in a World Cup semi-final. They've lost twice to Ireland. So, and they're playing in Ireland, sure, but I'd still expect them to win both of those. So poor start from India, amazing stuff from Ireland. Well done to them. And there's, I dare say, a bit of panic in and amongst India. Who's their best side? All this kind of chat. Well, clearly whatever side you put out there right now is not the best side. The West Indies, Sri Lanka, look, got off to a good start. Watched a little bit of this one, but again, time is of the essence. Sri Lanka go out, bat first, 308 is their score. That's a pretty good first inning score wherever you are in the world, I would say. Definitely keeps you in the match. I would say West Indies bowled well, but wouldn't have said amazingly. But Dennis Chandimal, 54. Kamindo Mendes, Golden Duck. Dhananjaya De Silva, 120. Other than that, hey, contributions, Kusal Mendes, Duck. So both Mendes boys gone. But 308 keeps you in the game. West Indies, I wouldn't have said they got off to an amazing start. They were 5 for 168 in response. They're still trailing by 140. And then an all-time partnership of 401 gets put on them. Amir Django, 233. Roston Chase batting at 7, 194. If I was Alzari Joseph batting after that, good luck. That's a long, long time to be waiting. What was he waiting there for? 100 overs and 2 balls. That's a long time to have the pads on. That's crazy. So, they put on 626 for 9 declared. Sri Lanka lost Lahiru Kimaru literally after his first over. And, they had no one else to penetrate with the ball. So, Rathnayaka, 5 for 124 of 36 overs. But, no penetration with the ball. And well done to the Windies for just batting the shit out of this game. Because holy moly did Sri Lanka... They were crushed, as you could probably tell. Their second innings was pathetic. All that for 101. I think their biggest partnership may have been... No, it was the 6th wicket, but geez, the 10th wicket also gave it a run. Dennis Chandimal, 43. That's it. That's literally it. 11 extras. Well bowled. I think Kemar Roach took his 300th test wicket. Good to see him back. What a lineup of bowling, mind you. Kemar Roach, Jaden Seals, Shamar Joseph, Alzari Joseph. Do you want to face any of those fuckers? No. This is the West Indies of old. They just crushed Sri Lanka. Well done to win. I love watching when the Windies are good. Again, we had that game against New Zealand last year where they pulled out a draw with Justin Greaves and Shea Hope. No Shea Hope in this game. Not that it didn't matter, but Django got his shot. Josh De Silva recalled. Kevin Hodge recalled. It was really good to see, honestly. I like the West Indies. I'll say it. There you go. I like when they win. So they played at home and they won by an innings and 217 big ones. Woo! That's a spanking. That is a spanking. So well done to the Windies. Hopefully there's another game there. Now it's the main event. I mean, obviously the Women's World Cup is on. That's the main event. Australia's through to the final after crushing the West Indies. But I can't say I watched too much of that. Elise Perry got retired hurt again, probably due to stress. Cramp. And that's not the first time she's dealt with that. But well done to the Aussies. We'll find out their opponent later. But New Zealand win the series 2-1. Come back from 1-0 down after Lords, which was basically a 2-day test minus the rain. And as Brody said it, he said that pitch in Lords was not exactly conducive to skill. It was more conducive to just a bit of a coin flip kind of game. And New Zealand didn't get the coin flip their way. But it set up a very intriguing series. England won that game without Jofra Archer, and which probably hammers home the point that a little less skill involved in that first game. It was just put the ball in the right spot and watch it roll, jag back a metre, do what it needs to. So, second game was a good one. New Zealand got up, and as we head into this, I would say it all starts from the toss. England win the toss and New Zealand win the toss and bat first. And that seems huge because it is like the second hottest game ever in England. Some shit like that. There was like a 36-degree day there. Hopefully no one died. We always in Australia we hear of people dying when it gets over 30 in England. So hopefully no one died. But that pitch crumbled under the heat, which is good. That's what you want for Test cricket. So much better than watching Lords or a dead pitch or something where it's just unplayable or it's boring. The This was a bat well in the first 3 days, and then it's turned into survival. And so batting first was amazing for New Zealand. It just starts with England making a shit ton of changes yet again. But so did New Zealand. Obviously, Kane Willis gone, so Henry Nicholls keeps his spot at number 3. But Santner comes in after Glenn Phillips did a bit of a side strain, or there was a big loss, I thought. Though he bowled amazingly in this 4th innings. Nathan Smith is still in, but Blair Tickner comes in and Ben Sears. So no Kyle Jamieson, no Matt Henry. So huge change for New Zealand. 3 of their better players gone. So put the pressure on them. And England, they had Jamie Smith come back in for James Rue. Ben Stokes back in for Jordan Cox. Gus Atkinson in for Matt Fisher. And Bashir comes back in for... I've lost the name. Lost the name. Sonny Baker. There it is. But yeah, we'll go through each player, but there's some real standouts. Don't let me forget Shoaib Bashir. I thought he actually looked really good. Body language with the ball. He really looked like he was in this game confident, and it's a shame the way this game went. But let's start with New Zealand. Record opening partnership, just to rub that in. They 317 for the first wicket. Tom Latham 151, Devon Conway 157. Latham edged one through slips, literally the ball after Ben Stokes moved third slip to wider gully, and it went straight through there. He was on about 10, something like that. So that cost him. And then Tom Latham also should have been given out LBW. It was a bit close, bat pad. Umpire said no. England didn't review because half their fielders, such as Jamie Smith, said no, bat first. Bang bang call. But unfortunately, that was, I think, when Tom Latham was on 87. So a couple of missed chances there for England, but hey, really well batted to Tom Latham and Devon Conway. Both had strike rates of 70 plus, so they were absorbed the pressure, then put it back on England. I wouldn't have said it was England's greatest bowling performance, but hey, really well done to them. But they did fight back. So Latham goes snicking off to Ben Stokes. Conway hits Joe Root to long on, deep long on. And you could tell the fatigue had hit him. And then, Ravindra plays just an all-time bad shot, just like the over before end of the day. He's keeping that positive mindset, but went for a pull shot and it just went straight up in the air. So out walks Will O'Rourke, and then Henry Nicholls snicks off to Archer last ball of the day. So England went from potentially taking no wickets all day to having 4. And this is a pitch where you need, I thought, about 550 in the first innings. And overnight, New Zealand were 4 for 360. So there was a chance. But to England's credit, they came out and, kind of demolished the rest of New Zealand. Pulverised them, in fact. Bundled them out for 438. So really, opening partnership 317, all out for 438. That's only 121 runs by the next 9 wickets. On that pitch, pretty amazing stuff from England to not just give up there. So Ben Stokes, pick of the bowlers, 4 for 70 off 21. What a warrior. Joffa Archer bowled well again with no luck, 2 for 75 off 20. But Bashir, 2 for 105 off 25. His body language to me, he looked a little bit like an understudy of Shane Warne. He was, a lot of energy, a lot of, reactions to the ball passing the bat or turning or grabbing some of the edges. I thought he looked a completely different player. I bagged him. Why the fuck was he in the squad? Why was he playing at Lords? Blah, blah, blah. I think if he's going to look like this, and only the England camp would have known he was going to look like this, he should have played last game at the Oval and definitely this game, because he may not have got the results, but I love the process. I thought he looked so much more like a test cricketer now than he ever has before. So well done to, I think it was Derbyshire, and well done to Shoaib Bashir for really improving. Again, the results may not speak, but shit did he look threatening. And he looked like he was making a bit of theatre out of it. And that's what England need, because, their talisman, Ben Stokes, has retired, as we found out late on day 4. But we'll get to that. Top marks to Bashir, Archer, and Ben Stokes. Gus Atkinson was blah. Josh Tongue was blah. Jacob Bethel and Joe Root, not much to say. Amazing stuff from the openers, Tom Latham and Devon Conway. And it showed you that, you can bat on this. You just got to earn it. England did really well to restrict them. Their time to bat. Not a great start. Emilio Gay gone for a 5th ball duck, snicking off. But then huge partnership between Ben Duckett and Jacob Bethel. Gets them from 1 for 8 to 2 for 187. So basically 179 run partnership in, basically 30 overs. Not even. So good time. Pushing that along at a runner ball. But Ben Duckett chops on. A bit of a lazy shot, tired shot. He's out for 113 off 99, just trying to run one to third man. It's not a shot he'd been playing all innings, so you could tell that heat was killing him. But good to see him back. I think he got dropped off Nathan Smith at third slip by Henry Nichols, one of the easiest catches you will ever see. Sorry, Henry, that was horrific. You could have had Ben Duckett, I think, for 9, but instead 113 piled on. But this is where New Zealand are good. They never gave up. They did not give up. Blair Tickner ruled out with concussion after Jofra Archer belted him in the head with the ball when Blair was batting. So the guy comes into the game, doesn't even get to do what he's there for. He bowled 3 overs, went for 21 and was subbed out. So you can see why he bowled so bad. He was concussed. I can't imagine there's any way that you were concussed and playing well. So well done to him for trying. But that's a rough go when you've sat on the bench since Ireland and then you get knocked out. So amazing effort for Zach Folkes to suddenly roll up and have to bat and bowl. Zach Folkes ended up with 3 for 35 off 15 overs. Just huge effort. Nathan Smith, 4 for 91 off 23. And Will O'Rourke, 3 for 53 off 20. Not much from Mitch Santner, not much from Ben Sears, who both looked undercooked and kind of useless on this pitch in the first innings. But 32 extras helped England get their score to 354. They were trailing by, 80, 88? Something like that. I can't do the math. 84. 84 is the difference. So Ben Duckett, 113. Jacob Bethel, 74. Nicked off to Will O'Rourke, chasing something that was... Will O'Rourke's bowling over the wicket, so angle from the right armour across the left armour. Bethel played at a ball he hadn't really played at all innings. It's about 5th stump and moving away, and he nicks off. And good. Got 74 in the first innings. When you're averaging 7 as a Test cricketer in the first innings, and 80 in the second, it's good that he actually got some first innings runs. But he will not be happy with that shot because that was not a ball that you needed to play it in any world. Except if you're playing at Lords. Joe Root, yet again LBW, with the keeper up. He got out for 21. Harry Brook played again. What a freak! Makes this pitch look so different. Like it was starting to do things. This is the first time it really started to do something, and he got 58, and then got an absolute seed from Zach Folkes. He looked confident. He wasn't too risky. He was just playing shots that needed to be played. And then he was starting to dig in. And the keeper came up, which probably, limited him, but he was starting to dig in, and this is the stuff he wasn't doing in the Ashes. And then he gets a seed, and then you're just like, what's the learning here? Like, you can imagine in Harry Brook's head, he's like, I'm not fucking digging in. Like, I got to 58 by batting, and then I got out to it. Whether I'm going to get that ball, I might as well get some runs under my belt. So I wouldn't be surprised, as we saw in the second innings, I wouldn't be surprised if Harry Brook doesn't love playing that way too often. Jamie Smith's poor series has continued. He got 1. Ben Stokes got 15. Got bowled by Zach Folkes, and that ball jagged him. Like, Folkes' right armour coming around the wicket, pitched on about 5th stump, and that thing just legged in. When they do the ball tracker without movement, you can see Ben Stokes was going to middle it if it hadn't jagged. So, for once, Ben can actually say, yep, got a goodie. Gus Atkinson did well, stayed with, I think, Harry Brook and the tail to help drag them through with 23 off 86. But, just not enough there. So, 84 deficit. Amazing effort, as I said, from Zach Folkes and Nathan Smith to keep running in. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, that just shows you this New Zealand squad. I mean, they've used everyone on the squad. Will Young was a late replacement. They'd sent Dean Foxcroft home. They've used everyone. And they got that bit between the teeth, man. They are tough as nails. Didn't look that way to start. Again, this pitch is doing shit. They are 2 for 12, 3 for 51 in their second innings. And they're looking good. Ravindra, I can't remember the commentator from New Zealand. I've lost it. But the commentator that I have to Google it. Holy shit, that's killing me. It's killing me. But he was saying that he thinks that Ravindra is going to play aggressive, and that's exactly what he did. So he called it early. And yeah, that was the only way it seemed that you were going to score on this pitch that was starting to get a little bit tucker. Sorry, I can't do two things at once. Commentators, cricket. Let's see. It'd be so obvious when it comes to me. Simon Dool. God damn. Simon Dool. He was said Ravindra's going to be playing aggressive. Everyone else is going to dig in. And it's exactly what he did. 94 off 149. And went back to one from Bashir that skidded on and was plumb LBW. But 94, yeah, really good. Really good from Ravindra. So I would say he started to figure some stuff out. Like, first time touring England, ball does a bit more. That Lord's pitch, we can forget that. Had a horrific time in the field. But had a 77 and a 94. You can say, he's definitely the future. Daryl Mitchell, you can't say enough. At times, I was even questioning what the fuck he was doing. I think at one point he was 33 of 100 and then was 50 off 170 and then ended 100 off 241 balls. Very uncharacteristic, but it actually made so much sense. Like, that pitch was wearing and it was getting worse, and they had the lead up around 350, and they didn't put the foot down after tee. They just kept dragging it out, and you could see the England players were getting more frustrated, tired in the heat. That pitch was wearing with every delivery, and it actually made so much sense. Like, wear down the bowlers, wear down the batters, get them into a mental state that's not so fit and healthy, but also get that pitch going to the point where having a whole extra session of batting on it instead of getting bowled out. That could make the difference in the game, because you're going to get some that shoot low, spray wide, whatever. So I actually thought, once I got once it clicked to me that what he was actually doing was not being selfish, was actually just drawing out this game. It's a 5-day game. You might as well use the facilities, and he has. So, really well done to Daryl Mitchell to get that 100 off 241. Great support by Zach Folkes, 6 off 41. Ben Sears, 19 off 40. Ben Sears copped one multiple to the hand, which affected his bowling. Will O'Rourke copped one later in the day from Ben Stokes, off Ben Stokes' bat. We'll get to that. But yeah, they were down a couple of bowlers again. Daryl Mitchell probably took 12 body blows, smacked in the helmet twice. These guys earned it. And this is the difference, is England are playing baseball and not really with brains, a bit of selfish asshole hero shit. And New Zealand are grinding this stuff out. They're a small country, low population compared to a lot of these teams, and they are some of the best in the world. I think they're third in the World Test Championship at the moment. So, great game planning, great execution of that game plan. I said, you've got 5 days, you might as well wear that pitch down if you've got the chance. And this is why I love the third innings of a test. It's make or break time, and this was squeaky bum time when they were 3 for 40. But yeah, they really recouped between Ratchin and Daryl, and then again, lots of credit to Ben Sears. So, huge from New Zealand. We got the news that Ben Stokes was retiring. Tea time. I didn't believe it, but tea time of day 4. He was in the middle of what was it? I think he bowled 12 straight, so I think he was at over number 10 or 9, and gets a wicket first ball after the announcement. Huge. Zach Folkes snicks off, Harry Brook takes a good catch down low, and it's just the most Ben Stokes shit ever. Come the moment, come the man. It's cometh, but I refuse to say that. Holy shit did he deliver. it was just the crowd, man. It was just such a moment to be watching live. For him to grab just bowl one of his classic Ben Stokes spells, put the team on his back. He knows his body only has to go through this one more time. And yeah, delivered. It was theatre watching that. Even though it wasn't high scoring, quick scoring. It was high scoring. It wasn't quick scoring. Every ball had some drama behind it. Would Darryl get to his 100? Would they get bowled out? Could Ben Sears and Will O'Rourke hold on? What was going on? Like, it was theatre. And this is what Test cricket's so awesome about. If you didn't find that enjoyable, look, I get it. There were some times where you're like, fuck me, Darryl, do something. But hey, this is why I love Test cricket. This is it. This is right. That moment was just like, you got one team like going for the kill. You got another team that's just like, we're going to use every bit of like mental disintegration. We've got retirements, getting the crowd fired up. It was awesome. Awesome to be a part of. So Ben Stokes finished 2 for 49 off 25 overs, like a 12 or 13 over spell on that. Some people called it selfish. I was like, he's done it his whole career. He's just the captain now. So I don't think it was selfish. I think it was actually really cool. You've still got 20 overs on Jofra, 22 on Gus, 14 on Tung, 13 on Bashir. He bowled the most. He put his body on the line one last time. He was really the only one doing anything with the old ball. Not selfish in my mind. Maybe a few more overs and more belief for Shoaib, but now England can actually play Jofra in the T20s coming up against India as well. So, I would say really well bowled, really, really well batted to Darryl and Ravindra. But this set the game up that England needed. What was it? It was a bloody 372. 373 to win. This is where the selfish fuck you energy really started. Ben Stokes comes out and opens the batting with Ben Duckett. Allegedly, I say allegedly because, if you had eyeballs, you could see Emilio Gay running off to bat, Ben Stokes saying, I got this. They said this was planned. A guy that says this is planned, Emilio Gay is not running off the field. There's question number one right there. They said they had to play because the pitch was disintegrating and they had to get the runs. They were always going for the win, which is great. I love that about England. Makes it always entertaining to watch down to the wire. To say that they had to do it by playing some rash shots and trying to get the runs before the ball got them, like, that's where this starts getting a bit fishy. So Ben Stokes comes out with Ben Duckett, and it was working, honestly. Like, none for 50. They've already, chewed that up pretty quick. The fields are spread. Ben Stokes, playing some shots, playing some weird shots. He's obviously having fun. And again, it did look a little bit like fuck you England management and selfish arsehole shit. But, if it comes off, he's going to be a hero forever. And that's, look, he gets 30 off 20 and hacks one straight to Darryl Mitchell at mid-wicket. Big farewell for him. He got the guard of honour on the way out. It's just, it was really cool. Like, I was actually really sad as an Aussie to see him go. I thought the Ashes was his time. But you can see, like, the mental disintegration from that Ashes tour. He didn't look the same. And I think, look, England management's got a lot to answer for. Retiring James Anderson and Chris Wokes, I would say they've technically retired Ben Stokes here because of what they've put him through. Curfews and all the stress of the media as well. Like, they didn't really back him after this. Like, he's done so much English cricket that I actually think, it was selfish, like, probably to open the batting and have a swing and, play some reverse scoops that weren't really warranted and change up the batting order. But, it was a day about Ben Stokes, but that's what these players deserve. They deserve to be celebrated. And if he feels like English management has done him wrong, and who could blame him? Fuck him. You weren't really ever really going to chase 373 on this pitch. It's not the pitch that they had 4 years ago where Bairstow and Root went, or maybe it was Stokes, but Bairstow went ham and chased down that huge score against New Zealand. This was much tougher. So Ben Duckett said it made it a lot easier for him because the focus was on Ben Stokes. you can't argue with the fact that they were none for 50. But I can see the argument. So, look, he had a bit of a fuck you England moment. Played the way he wanted and got 30, went out, wasn't seen for the rest of the test. But he will be missed. The Ashes won't be the same next year without him. I think we can see the only reason that England have been in the Ashes, not last year, but years before, have been Joe Root, Stuart Broad, Ben Stokes. Sure, I'm missing people, but they're the reasons that England were in these at all. And now you've lost Ben Stokes and Stuart Broad. Haven't really replaced them with anyone yet. I'd be shocked if the Ashes next year, unless they find someone and really put some effort into developing them, really put some faith in Rian Ahmed or Liam Patterson-White, like an all-rounder. I think the Ashes might be a 3-1 drubbing next year for Australia. It's ours to lose, I reckon. But yeah, this game, look, I thought Emilio Gay might come out at 3. He's batted for 3 for Durham. Apparently that didn't fucking matter. So Bethel still comes out at 3. Anytime someone leaves the ball and it hits the stumps or hits them in front on the pads, like, you're going to say they've got a scrambled mind. It's not a clear as day game plan. And that's what Bethel did. He just left one directly in front of off stump from Zach Folkes. Had a real brain fade. So he was done for a duck. Harry Brook comes out at 4, which, again, just makes no sense in the world. You've got Joe Root right there. It's not really the end of the day. It's not like you're protecting him. But then why would you take Harry Brook out? Like, I'd trust Joe Root's defence over Harry Brook's. And Harry Brook just goes berserk. He's 21 off 8. He's flying along the field spread and then just laps one straight to fine leg with the keeper up. 21 off 9. Like, is that your next captain? Because what the fuck was that? Like, something tells me that Brendan McCullum is not going to get the best out of Harry Brook. If Harry Brook is captain, that's just, oh my God. Like, it could be the most amazing thing you've ever seen, or it could be the worst thing we've ever seen, because that was some of the dumbest shit. Even even New Zealand on the stump marks, like, what are you doing? What are you doing? Like, anyway, if it comes off again, he looks like a hero, but the game plan itself was, look, once the field spread, then push it around. But nope, we had to keep going. So Joe Root comes out at 5. Now it's the end of the day. Ben Duckett nicks off to the first slip. Great catch by Daryl Mitchell. He looked great. He just got a good one. That's what happens. But the rest have been kind of hacky. And so Emilio Gay gets off the pair batting at 6. Who knows the last time he batted at 6? And you can just see, like, this is a fucking mess from England. It's what they just gave this test match away. Like, I mean, yeah, New Zealand fought really hard, but they broke them mentally, and then then England broke themselves. Like, why would Emilio Gay not just go 3, then Bethel 4, Joe Root 5, Harry Brooks 6? Nope. Had to completely change the order. And then, like, why is Harry Brook ahead of Joe? Like, I'd love to get an explanation on that. The explanation of we're going all aggressive to get the runs off the board before the ball gets us. Like, no. You've got Joe Root sitting there with 14,000 plus runs, second most in history. Like, no, I'm sorry, I don't accept that. Bethel leaving one, no. Like, he's obviously, like, not clear on the game plan. Just actions over words, people. This was a test match you just punted on, basically. You took the piss and you lost, I think, your first home series, since 2012? You've drawn or won the rest. Like, that says a lot. It said a lot. You've lost your captain, you've lost your all-rounder, you've lost your best old ball bowler. You look like a fucking mess right now, England. But yeah, so anyway, the only people with resistance, I mean, Joe Root got run out by Henry Nicholls. Amazing run out. Slide, pick up and throw in one action, gone. Amazing. One of the best run outs I've ever seen. Only to be topped later by Mitch Santner running around the ball, left hand ping down the stumps from Josh Tongue. So 2 amazing run outs. That's the difference. New Zealand may not have taken every chance, Ratchet and Ravinja dropped multiple, but yeah, shit, when it mattered, they were amazing in the field. So well done. Atkinson, 19 off 70. He put on some resistance. Jamie Smith, 60 off 91. And then Mitch Santner was kind of the pick of the bowlers. For me, he took 2 for 54, but he had that many rag past the edge. It was amazing. Will O'Rourke only bowled 3.5 overs. Again, he got smashed on the finger by Ben Stokes. Like, first ball and bloody finger. Ben Sears had a smashed finger. Didn't matter. There were two bowlers down. They had Nathan Smith, Zach Folkes had already subbed in, and Santner. And Will O'Rourke and Ben Sears both injured. And they bowled England out in 50 overs for 212. Jamie Smith's the only one that can hold his hand up. Ben Duckett as well, he got a goodie. But yeah, like, England just capitulated. Yeah, there's a lot. There's a lot here. So New Zealand win the series. Well done to them. They earned it. They earned every step of it. And I really regret not picking them. I only picked them because of the history of England. I thought they're going to, after the Ashes, they're going to come out and they're just going to be a force, a real force. And instead, they were not. I reckon they would have lost in hindsight 3-0 because the Lord's pitch offered them so much that, again, Broady was right. No real skill needed. The fucking around with the batting order is just a joke. So what goes on? Look, Ben Duckett, Emilio Gay. I think, look, Gay showed enough. He was really gritty, and he really got screwed over in this last innings. So they're going to be openers. Bethel at 3. He needs a few more runs, but Bethel at 3. Give him they gave Zach Crawley and Ollie Pope 64 tests. You can give Bethel at least half of that. Joe Root, Harry Brook, all in. This is where it gets interesting. Jamie Smith finally got a score with 60, but before that looked pretty horrendous. Not amazing behind the stumps, dropping some simple ones. I'd say if he didn't get that 60, he would be under serious pressure, but he did. So, this England setup where they're kicking players out for some reasons and then keeping others for way too long, Jamie Smith will stay. This is where it gets interesting because who knows what's going to happen now that Ben Stokes has upset the balance by leaving. Because, he wasn't offering a shit ton with the bat, but at least he was amazing bowling. And people are bagging his captaincy. I thought his captaincy was pretty good. So I'd love to hear a rational reason why you don't think his captaincy was great. But it opens up, do you trust Gus Atkinson at 7? I don't. I think Gus Atkinson is a brilliant number 9. Even 8's a bit high for him. So I think you really need to find either batting bowlers, as in bowlers who can offer something with the bat, or some good all-rounders to get in here. Because really, once you get past the top 6, if Jamie Smith is at 6, you got nothing behind you. Archer's an 11, Tongue's an 11, Bashir's an 11, Atkinson's a 9. If you get Rian Ahmed, that's a good option. You can go Jordan Cox again, but you'd have to have him at 7 and just go 4 bowlers plus Joe Root and Bethel. Dan Lawrence offers a little bit, Liam Patterson-White. So there's players there they got to invest in, but it's going to be really interesting to see who they go up against, because I think it's August 19th they go up against Pakistan. So they got 6 weeks, a little bit longer than 6 weeks. Who's their captain? Is it Harry Brook? Do you go Ollie Pope? Do you bring that guy from the banished land back in? He's got captaincy experience. Do you just go Bethel and just be like, fuck it, you're going to learn on the job? Because you can't see anyone else that's going to take it. I don't really want Jofra Archer as captain. I'm not sure Emilio Gay's got the experience. He's still trying to find his own way. Does Joe Root want it? I don't want Joe Root to have it. I don't think it's done him any good. So it opens up a lot of conversation. I don't think Ben Duckett should have it. But then that's the same reason he shouldn't have it as Harry Brook shouldn't have it. It's just a mess. Never been happier to be an Australian than talking through the cricket team and being like, we actually have some stability, if nothing more than a pay dispute. So I would say the next test lineup is going to look similar, but I think if you're going to have 3 number 11s, you've got to have an all-rounder. So I wouldn't be surprised to see Rian Ahmed or Liam Patterson-White come in at 7. Or they just go straight up Jamie Smith at 7 and bring in Cox or Lawrence at 6. And that solves some of the issues. Because at least if you're not going to have the bowling there that you trust, and again, after seeing Bashir, if he keeps bowling with this and this body language, he's got to stay. He's got to stay. I would say that you've got to lengthen your batting lineup if that's what you're going to do, and trust that Bethel and Root get through their overs and can provide some penetration. So it's all up in the air right now for England. It's a mess. Baz McCullum, even if he's done nothing wrong, he looks guilty as fuck right now for, getting, just not really being on the same page as Ben Stokes, not really being in the country for the county season to start. Rob Key looks weak. I don't say that lightly, but he does. He looks weak with some of these decisions. Doesn't seem a lot of consequences for actions. Doesn't seem like, some players get too short a leash, too long a leash. Like, you gotta do better than this. So, England management needs a real tough look in the mirror, and some tough decisions need to get made, especially if they go down to Pakistan. My prediction would be that they beat Pakistan just because they've got their own. They're a mess as well. But congrats to New Zealand. Great series win. Never write them off. They're here in Australia at the November kind of time frame for Christmas. Cannot wait. That's going to be a hell of a series. Can't wait for them to be in Perth. We will be at that game. Might even do some live recordings. Who knows? But we won't be on the ground. We're not that famous yet. But can't wait for that now that they've beaten England. And of course, we'll back Australia, but they're no mugs, and I've got a newfound respect for them. Always liked Daryl Mitchell, but Ravindra, Glenn Phillips, loved him. They've got a squad. Whether they can handle Australia will be a different thing. So, and congrats to Ben Stokes on a great career. I think it was cut short. I think he had 2 good years left in him, but the injuries, the mental fatigue, you can see why at 35 he's done. So look, he's given me some of my biggest nightmares. As an Australian fan, every time he was out batting, you just thought, holy shit, we're in trouble. True or not, that's just how it felt. And honestly, Headingley will live rent-free with me forever. That 135 not out. We lost the unlosable. And he was just amazing. And he just proved that anything was possible if you had that, not only grit and determination, but the skill to back it up. He was not giving up that day. So, amazing career by Ben Stokes. It started rough as well. He came in Adelaide 2013 and they lost the Ashes, 5-0. So, bad start. He's always had trauma against the Aussies. But then, World Cup, the T20 World Cup, where Carlos Braithwaite took 24 off his first 4 deliveries to lose the final. He had a bad start, and holy shit did he learnt, and he came back with a vengeance and became one of England's all-time greats. Would have to be in the top 5. Maybe not statistically, but you just know that if you're walking onto the field with Ben Stokes, I imagine it's like walking on the field with Joe Root, with Stuart Broad, James Anderson, Ian Botham, Andrew Flintoff, Alistair Cook, Kevin Peterson. Walking out the field with some of these guys would just be like, I have the nastiest motherfucker on my team. I have the best motherfucker on my team. You have that energy. So they're going to lose a lot of that. And I just hope this isn't a decision he's made rashly just because he's angry at management or at himself. I think if it's a decision made because it's the right time, well done. Congrats on a great career. If it's not, please don't have regrets. Please don't come back for the Ashes. Do not come back well rested and raring to go, because the Ashes is already stressful enough as an Aussie. I don't need that. So no Moeen Ali, you up for this kind of text? No. Fuck him off. He's already said he's going to watch from a press box. Good. Love the competition, but he steps up in the Ashes to a new level, and I don't need that stress. So great career, and honestly, what a time that, to be alive and, loving cricket at the same time Ben Stokes was around was just, amazing. I feel blessed. And the fact that Joe Root's also here, Harry Brook, from the English perspective, but from ours, Pat Cummins, Mitch Stark, Josh Hazlewood, Steve Smith. I'm missing heaps, but what a time to be alive in terms of longevity of how long the world's been around, and we get to be alive at this time to watch these fellas. So Virat Kohli, Kane Williamson, we are blessed. So congrats to Ben Stokes. We will not see you at the Ashes next year. Great career. It's going to be a shame not to watch you anymore. England's got to get their head on and figure this shit out in 6 weeks. Can't wait for the carnage that's here to unfold. The T20s, England, India start tomorrow, I believe. The MLC is still on in America. The Women's World Cup, go Australia. Let's go. There's so much cricket. This is a great time of year. So until we record after Australia wins the World Cup, wink, wink, we will see you after that. So thanks for following. Give us a like, a follow, a subscribe. It all means the most. Love talking cricket. If you want to chat, give us a message. Maybe we'll even pop you on the podcast. Who knows? So thanks for following along. We will catch you when we've got some more news.